Do you feel like life is slipping through your fingers? Hours vanish in front of your eyes. Deadlines pile up, and even your free time feels wasted. You plan. You try to stay productive, but somehow nothing gets done. Most people blame distractions, procrastination, or lack of motivation. But here's the truth. The problem isn't your schedule. It's how you treat your time, your choices, and your energy. In this video, you'll discover how two ancient Japanese philosophies, Mottainai, the awareness of waste, and Kaiketsu, the principle of simple solutions, can help you stop wasting life. These teachings show you how to value every moment, simplify your decisions, and reclaim your time without stress. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, lost in endless tasks, or guilty for wasting life, stay with me. By the end of this story, you'll know exactly how to save time, act intentionally, and live fully every single day. Meet Alex stared at the clock for the third time that morning, already feeling defeated before the day had begun. He had a to-do list as long as his arm, deadlines looming, and a calendar packed with meetings and reminders. On paper, he was organized. On paper, he was productive. But inside, he felt stuck, like he was running, but the finish line kept moving further away. He had tried everything to fix it. Timers that beeped every 15 minutes. Productivity apps promising focus and efficiency. Color-coded planners and meticulous schedules. Self-discipline challenges, early mornings, late nights, even meditation. Nothing worked. Every evening, he would look back and wonder where the hours had gone. Tasks that should have been simple took longer than necessary. Weeks vanished in a blur. Even hobbies, the few things he truly enjoyed, felt hollow, almost mechanical. It was starting to sink in. The problem wasn't motivation, and it wasn't laziness. It was something deeper. He noticed the subtle signs first. The scroll of social media that ate an hour without him noticing. The repeated tasks that never seemed finished. The constant interruptions that left him feeling drained. His mind was always elsewhere, chasing multiple things at once, never fully present. Work wasn't the trap. His responsibilities weren't the enemy. It was how he was living, letting time slip through his fingers without meaning or awareness. One evening, exhausted after a day of chasing 1,000 tiny tasks, Alex sank into his chair, rubbing his temples. He glanced at the half-finished projects on his desk and the blinking notifications on his phone. He realized he was exhausted, not because of effort alone, but because he was mismanaging the very moments he had. That night, while scrolling aimlessly through an article about Japanese philosophy, he stumbled across a concept that made him pause. Mottainai. The word resonated instantly. It wasn't just about waste of objects. It was about valuing what you have, including your time, energy, and life. Each hour, each choice, each action was precious. He had been wasting them without even realizing it. The next morning, Alex tried something different. Instead of starting his day with a long to-do list and scattered intentions, he picked one task, just one, and focused entirely on completing it before moving to the next. He noticed how often he'd multitask unnecessarily, how decisions that could be simple became complicated, and how much mental energy he wasted on trivial choices. The subtle change was encouraging, but he knew awareness alone wasn't enough. That's when he learned about Kaiketsu, the Japanese principle of seeking simple, clear solutions. The idea was to remove unnecessary complexity, identify the most effective action, and move forward without overthinking. He began applying Kaiketsu to his day. Tasks that previously took hours of indecision were simplified into clear steps. Choices that used to paralyze him became straightforward. Gradually, he noticed that time, instead of slipping away, began to feel like something he could hold on to, precious, meaningful, and manageable. For the first time in months, Alex didn't feel like life was controlling him. He could see how much he had wasted, yes, but also how much he could reclaim, one intentional action at a time. A few weeks later, Alex's progress was put to the test. A major project he'd been working on for weeks was behind schedule. Deadlines loomed, clients were anxious, and every notification on his phone felt like a hammer striking his chest. His old habits crept in: panic, multitasking, overthinking every tiny decision. He could feel the familiar tightness in his shoulders, the restless energy in his mind. Time, once again, seemed to slip away before he even started. This was his crisis catalyst, the moment that could have thrown him back into chaos, where burnout and overwhelm would take over. But this time, something was different. He paused. He took a deep breath. He remembered Mottainai, the awareness of waste, the respect for the value of time, energy, and life itself. He realized he didn't need to panic. Every minute lost before this moment was gone, yes, but every minute from now on could be meaningful if he acted with intention. Then he applied Kaiketsu, the principle of clear, simple solutions. He stopped overcomplicating, stopped bouncing between tasks, stopped agonizing over choices. He broke the project into straightforward steps, focusing only on what mattered most. One action at a time, step by step. Hours passed differently than they ever had. He worked with focus, not frenzy. Each completed task felt significant. Each minute spent was purposeful. And slowly, the panic ebbed. Energy returned. Confidence returned. By the end of the day, the project was back on track, and Alex realized something powerful. He was no longer chasing time. He was using it. Over the following months, this approach reshaped his entire life. He woke up with calm intention instead of anxiety. He approached work with clarity instead of scattered effort. Even free time was different, fully experienced, fully appreciated. He noticed small moments that once slipped past unnoticed. A quiet cup of coffee, a walk in the park, the joy of completing a task without guilt or rush. Every day, he applied Mottainai, respecting the value of his hours, energy, and choices. Every day, he practiced Kaiketsu, simplifying decisions and focusing on what truly mattered. The transformation wasn't sudden or dramatic, but it was profound. Before, Alex felt trapped, overwhelmed, guilty for wasted time, and powerless against the clock. After, he felt intentional, present, efficient, and alive, every moment recognized and valued. He understood the truth. Time isn't something you find, it's something you honor. And honoring it didn't require overwork or perfection. It required awareness, simplification, and deliberate action. By practicing Mottainai and Kaiketsu, Alex had stopped wasting life and started living it fully. If you've ever felt like hours are disappearing, like life is passing you by, take one small step today. Notice how you spend your time. Simplify your actions and honor every moment. Start small, one task at a time, one mindful choice at a time, because life doesn't have to slip away. It can be full, intentional, and meaningful if you just choose to live it that way.